Welcome everyone. Today I'll be showing you all of my sketchbooks I have done throughout my years of drawing. So let's get into it. Alright, so this is my first sketchbook I think I have ever really drawn in. So let's check out this first sketchbook I've done. So, okay, the first page is a burger. I think the earlier stages are a bit more, I don't know, boring, so I'll go through these quicker, but yeah, it's just random doodles I've done. This was my first logo I designed for my YouTube channel. At this time, I think I started watching YouTubers like Gogs, I think his name was, or Gog, who just do these doodle drawings, and I try to get inspiration from that. Don't judge me, I don't watch Dream in that kind of way, but I like to speedrun, so I drew him. Ooh, a Spider-Man sketch. That's good, I think, for starting out to draw. I'd say, yeah. Spider-Man again. Spider-Man again. I think that's gonna be a bit of a theme I drew in my early days. A lot of superheroes, so we're gonna see a lot of these. B-Man. I think I thought of him myself, so pretty cool. I think this took me like 1 or 2 hours back then, and I was really proud of this. Here we have the Joker. That's pretty cool. Here we have another Joker, which I drew with reference. I think this one is one of my best early drawings that I did, because I mean, it's better than the stuff before. Oh yeah, here we have Batman, one of my favorite superheroes. The colors are, I mean, the colors could be better. I don't want to lie. This one's pretty cool with the 3D effect on some of these. The 3D game box here, game controller. Another doodle. As I said, I was doing a lot of these doodle works because of YouTubers I watched back then, like Gogs. I think this character's quite cute. The rest of the doodle, I think it's the first page I've fully filled out in this sketchbook, so that's pretty cool. Nice and neat. This was when I started to get into like graffiti drawings. This phase didn't last long because, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, it didn't last long. It's quite cute. 3 little cute Pokemons. A cute Pikachu with lightning bolts around him. Yeah. Just got rickrolled. Vector. In comparison, these two drawings, I mean, this is not very hard, but this, compared to what I started with in the sketchbook, I think this is quite good, I'd say. I mean, I really like this. This is quite cool. I think I followed a Colleen tutorial on this, so that's why it looks so bad. The early sketchbooks were just really not that interesting, and that was it for the first sketchbook. Let's get to the second. Alright, and here we have the second sketchbook. I think this one gets a bit better, I hope. The first drawing doesn't really show it. Neither does the second, but I think we're gonna get some better kind of drawings. Here in this sketchbook, you're gonna see a lot of Pokemon. So buckle in for that. This one is really nice. I don't know how I did this back then. I mean, a lot of colors. The line work is trash, but I mean, it's pretty cool. I think I really started to improve while drawing Pokemon. I also started doing backgrounds with it, which I find cool. More Pokemon. Even more Pokemon. Goku drawing. I mean, it doesn't really look like Goku, but it's definitely a Dragon Ball drawing. I'm starting to see a bit of improvement in how I sketch, definitely. Deadpool SpongeBob. That's interesting. Why is his hand going up like that? I'm not sure, but that's pretty cool, I think. Deadpool. We have Deadpool SpongeBob and now Deadpool. This looks good, I think. Yeah, we are nearing the end of the sketchbook. Yeah, there's nothing more here. This is the last drawing, and with that we have finished our second sketchbook and onto the third. Alright, so now we have the third sketchbook, and I think this is where it starts to get more interesting. Brock Bowers. This is my favorite football player of all time. Another Spider-Man drawing. This one is really nice. Don't like the shading, but I think I definitely improved at capturing shapes at this kind of time. I think I was watching old DHC videos, and he was always drawing superheroes with super complex shading and everything, so I think I wanted to replicate that, and yeah, I think I I definitely started doing the Venom. This one is pretty nice. Another Spider-Man drawing, more in a cartoony kind of style, but still the shading is definitely getting better. This is definitely good drawing. Anatomy has some improvement too, but I think this is definitely good drawing. Here, I started watching anime. I like really anime. I started watching Horimiya back then. So yeah, here we have Miyamura, Ori, obviously. This is when I started my TikTok. This is my first drawing that I posted on my TikTok. Go follow that, Tired Artist. That's when I kind of started taking drawing seriously. This wasn't when I really started because I started watching anime consistently. Nanami is my favorite Jujutsu Kaisen character. This is the last one of the sketchbook, and with that we have finished our third sketchbook, and let's move on to the fourth. Alright, so this is the fourth. It's a small one. Here we have Goku. Here we have a Harry Potter drawing. I think I drew this to impress my crush. I mean it worked, but I'm not gonna talk about it. Here we have an Azuma drawing. He was my favorite character in Naruto while watching it. My favorite character changed, and I think it's gonna be the next drawing actually, but he is my second favorite character in all of Naruto. And the second and also the last drawing of the sketchbook is my favorite, and that's Namikaze Minato, the fourth Hokage. I think he's the best character in Naruto by far. This is a really nice drawing, I think, for that time. Cool shading, I think, better line work than I had before, definitely better proportions and everything. Room for improvement, definitely, but it's definitely the start to getting better at drawing. Alright, so that was the fourth, I think. Let me look at my pile. Yeah, the fourth sketchbook, and let's get on to the next one. Alright, so now we have the fifth sketchbook, and this is where it starts to get a bit better. The art gets a bit better. First page, we have Askeladd from Vinland Saga. This is also pretty cool. I think I drew this out of memory, maybe not, but it's definitely a cool drawing. Cool drawing from what was here? Okay, I put a drawing on my wall. It says right there, I think this one was it. Ignore the other drawings that are attached to it right now, but this right here was the drawing that was here, saying on my wall because I liked it. Solo leveling, I have the entire solo leveling collection manhwa on my shelf. I think it's one of the best series I've read. You're also gonna see Sung Jin Woo in some of my other sketchbooks. Here we have a Gojo drawing. I think I had my first art block between the last drawing and this one, and this is when I started to come back again. Utoji drawing, I think I really liked Jujutsu Kaisen at this time. Here we have a Tanjiro, but in a different kind of art style. I think I just drew this and then added Tanjiro's hair and everything, a bit more of the Demon Slayer eyes. His fit, I think this is definitely a cool drawing. I like how the wind sways in his hair and the earring goes back here, the way his cloth wraps around here. This is a cool sketch, and this is an even better Tanjiro sketch, I'd say. Cool line work. I started variating in line thickness here. Cool drawing, cool shading. We could have done better, but it's still a good fire drawing, I think. Here we have one of my friend's favorite Demon Slayer characters, so I drew him. It's a pretty cool drawing. I like the pose. It turned out quite nicely. That's an interesting pose. I'm impressed that I did this back then. A Kaiju number 8 drawing. Kaiju number 8 was so peak when it first came out. I loved it so much. This is a cool drawing. I like this. Here a little drawing of a statue. Anatomy practice, drawing Superman. This is a lot of anatomy practice, I think, right here. Yeah, it's male, female anatomy. From memory, the anatomy. After that, we have finished our fifth sketchbook, and now we move on to the next one. Alright, so this is when it really starts to pick up. This is from January 2024, now 2 years ago. The first drawing in this is a Rengoku drawing. I did this also for a classmate or something. So here's when I started playing Genshin Impact. So you're gonna see a bit of Genshin Impact and other games kind of characters here. I don't play it anymore, but at the time it was peak. Demon Slayer panel, more Genshin characters. Demon Slayer panel, more Genshin characters. I don't know if she's actually from Genshin. Is she from Genshin? I don't know. I don't remember. A bit more practice of sculpts. This is good practice. The Sukuna Grin Gojo drawing. This was pretty rushed, but it's still cool. A bit of post practice. This is when I started to pick up my TikTok. I was close to 100 followers right here and was begging, guys, please follow. I want to get 100 followers and everything, so I started this series. I think this one is really good. I don't know why I drew so many of these, actually. I think my aunt was kind of concerned with me of how many female characters I was drawing. This one's cool. I colored this traditionally and digitally, both versions of those on my TikTok. Just some random doodles, Germany, because go Deutschland. We have Naruto here, Luffy from One Piece. I feel so fake because at that time I haven't watched One Piece yet. Now I have. I mean, I'm not through, but now I have started One Piece, so I feel a bit better about drawing that. Naruto, one of my second favorite anime. You're gonna see a lot of my favorite anime in the next couple of sketchbooks, so be prepared for that. Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. I really like this one. The hand is cool, the pose is cool. We have Megumi. I tried a new art style with this type of shading. The line work, even though it's only pencil, definitely improved and it's getting better. And we have Sangjin Woo right here. I told you earlier you're gonna see him again, and this is where you're gonna see him again. The next one is him even again with a bit more color. And the next one we have is a dojo drawing. Like everyone, I was a bit obsessed with him, so yeah, I drew him a lot. Cool sketch, cool practice sketch, and this is the end of this sketchbook. So let's get on to the next one. And the next one is this one. This is from July 2024. I think I was obsessed with her at the time, so I drew her a lot. As I said, I was obsessed with her. Cool anatomy study here. Practice. I think in this sketchbook you're going to see a lot of practice. I was really trying to hone my skill at this time. This one is one of my favorite drawings. I entered this into an art contest. I think I got 43rd. There were some really skilled people in that art contest. And this panel really spoke to me when I saw it, so I just wanted to draw it. This is when I bought this Jujutsu Kaisen volume. My second Bleach drawing, I wanted to start inking that and then just stopped. I don't know why. It could have been really cool. Another Jujutsu Kaisen drawing, and it is Mahito. I think this one is a really cool drawing. Shinzui Kyudako, Soifan, and this is the last drawing of this sketchbook. Nice composition, I just never finished it. That was this sketchbook, and let's move on to the next. Alright, this is one of the last sketchbooks I have. I was so inspired by the art style, by how cool the characters looked. I wanted to draw this, and I think it came out really cool, and I'm definitely glad I drew this. Alright, next up we have a drawing of Jesus Christ. I'm a man of God. I drew this just to express my faith. This is the last drawing of this sketchbook, and it's Ichigo with the long hair. He looked so good and handsome and everything. So yeah, this is a good sketch, but it's the last page of the sketchbook. Let's move on to the next one. And this is the last sketchbook of this massive collection. This is from June 2025, so we have a huge skip in time because the last one was November 2024 and now it's June 2025. That's a lot of months between those. At least I picked up art again. First, we have a Gin Ichimaru drawing. I'm glad I finished this actually with all the colors because it came out really good. Here's my TikTok once again. I like the pose. I like Gin as a character overall. Cool drawing. Here we have a drawing from A Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. One of my favorite romance animes. An Ichigo sketch. Always cool. And now we have one of my favorite drawings I did recently. This is a drawing of A$AP Rocky. It was definitely nice to draw this. Let's move on. Here we have a swagged out Shinji drawing. Him showing his grills. Here we have a cool sketch. I just found this image on Pinterest and drew it. I like the perspective from down upwards, his foot here being so big, and I like the pose, the fashion he has, the background, so I just drew it real quick. Here we have a very nice drawing of Samurai Champloo. His hand is a bit too big and scaled to the faces. Still like it though, the hair came out cool, the characters look cool. Next we have another Shunsui drawing, as I said, my favorite Bleach character. This one was especially good because I like how it came out. I like the shading. I also really like this manga panel because this banka is just the best. It looks really cool with the down to upwards perspective. I like the line work, I like everything. It's a cool drawing. Here we have a Byakuya drawing. This is also after I took a break again for like 3 months or so because this was started in June 2025 and now it's January 2026. You see, this also took a long time finishing this sketchbook just because of the breaks I took. So here we have a sketch of Silent Voice. I just watched the movie at the point of drawing this, so I just wanted to draw it. It's a good movie, very good movie. Made me cry, so 10 out of 10 wouldn't recommend. This is the last sketch actually of this sketchbook, and with that, this is the last full sketchbook that we have. Now we only have my current one, which I'm just going to show you briefly because it only has a couple of drawings. My last sketchbook, January 2026, this is what I just started. It only has like, I think 3 complete drawings, so I'm just going to go over them briefly. This is the first sketch, I don't know, was just a failed drawing. Then we have Sagiri from Hell's Paradise. Next we have Gintama. I gotta say, Gintama is one of my favorite, if not my favorite comedy anime ever. It's just so funny. I love him. I love the comedy in it. I like it. I also like this drawing. And this is the last drawing that I did. I finished this yesterday. It's Ichigo from Bleach. As I said, Bleach's Peak. With this, the video comes to an end. I really hope you enjoyed this. And I hope I'll do more YouTube videos. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.